My name is Chinelo Uzuechi, and I am the owner and lead technician of Smart Motives. We want you to be prepared for the job. Also, we want you to be knowledgeable on how the component works, and we also want you to be confident on your repairs. So please, take notes, pay attention, and if you have any questions or you need me to elaborate on anything in this videos, go ahead and leave a comment, or you can go ahead and email me at motivesmart@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to get back to you in 24 hours to 48 hours. Thank you very much. Doing the wheel seal. International 620. And we're taking off the axle. Make sure you got the truck jack. Changing brakes as well. Look how bad that seal is. Quick and easy. You have your studs. They'll come out. Don't worry when they come out. They just go right through. Just pull it out just like that. Get something to catch the fluid. You have your paper gasket here. This is your flange gasket. Then here we are to the axle nut. And we have these two clips here. And then these two clips, you take it back, and we're gonna clean this. All right, so we got the socket, we got it broken loose here. This is a 4-inch 6-point. I will leave the description of this specific nut and the directions on how to even put this back. Every truck is different. Different trucks have different sizes. Some use a 3/4, 3-inch and 3/4. Some use a 3-inch and 5/8. Sometimes the points are different as well. So once you just get that off, you have it. And then you have inside here where you're gonna have your, this one may not have a cone, but you have your bearing. So I just like to clean off in there. And then you have your bearing is sitting inside there. Right here, sometimes you can either just pry the whole thing off and it comes off, but you can go ahead and then you have your bearing. You want to make sure that your bearing has no scoring. You don't want any marks. You want it to have free play. You don't want anything, just make sure, general inspection, make sure it moves pretty well. And yep, this bearing here is good. And then that's how you have the inside here where you have the race. The race is where the bearing spins on. Just push back like that, real easy. You're gonna have some gear oil that's gonna come out. That's old gear oil. You can see it's used, it's burnt. I'm gonna be changing that out. So we got the seal off here, and what we're gonna do is clean up this toner ring. So for working on dump trucks, this is extremely important because the reason is because these get really dirty and sometimes they get cakey and so much dirt and asphalt and all the material that these dump trucks carry. You want to make sure you get that out. And also too, the speed sensor, it reads off that tone ring. So you want to make sure the speed sensor is all nice and clean so you can have an accurate reading and no ABS codes. Alright, so for these, I use RevMax. These are very good. You don't need any tool. or anything like that. That's all the good things with it, and the little info that's so cool about it. And you don't need any tools and blah blah blah. So here it is. I'm gonna put this on the sides, and then we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. I've cleaned off my bearing here. I'm gonna put a little bit of gear oil in here. This helps it, you know, start off, you know, not too dry, and it helps it spin. So this is a good bearing right here. We got our tone ring cleaned off. You know, wipe off any extra dirt you see in here, and then yep. And now I'm gonna install the seal, and then this one here. We'll go back onto here. We inspected the spindle, make sure that the threads are good. All the threads are good, no scoring, everything like that. We cleaned off here, and we're gonna get grit, and we're gonna clean off here because this is where the seal sits. So you want this to be smooth. So this is very important. You wanna make sure you hit it evenly. This is one that doesn't need tools. So you hit it in a circular motion, and you make sure it's flush. Okay, then you're gonna go ahead and slide it back on. Now when you put it on, just make sure it's good. Now what's gonna happen is when we put our bearing back in here, it's gonna go inside here and it's gonna tighten. So we'll show you. So you set it back in here so you can make sure that it is straight and it's not sitting too crooked. So these clips here, you don't have to remove them when you put the socket on. That's what releases it, as you just saw it move in there. Might be able to see it in here. Okay, so there we go. So when the socket goes on that, it pushes this down and allows it to turn. This here, we're going to torque this to 350. You torque it down to 200 actually first, and then you back off, and then you check the free play, and then you tighten down, which I'll leave the instructions on there because it's better if you just read it. And here's the old seal, so you can see that it's all worn. Just thought I'd show it. So here, make sure that your speed sensor is pushed back in. So it's pushed in, and we just want to make sure that our tone ring is not out of round. So with everything all done, we gotta just slide this back on. We're gonna put our studs back on, and just like that, that is how you do a wheel seal. Really quick. Not that hard. What we're going to do next is we're going to be filling this up with gear oil. We're going to fill up here a quart, and then we're going to also do the other side, and we're going to turn it, and then we're going to make sure at the pumpkin here and the differential that it's full. That's ensuring our fluid part. But other than that, this here doesn't take that long. It's really simple. Just want to make sure you do proper cleaning, proper inspection. And in this case, we're going to be changing the chamber because it was leaking air, and then we are changing the brakes because they look horrific. Also inspect the drum. So you see here, this drum has heat cracks on it, but in this case, we're just going to go ahead and we'll get new ones. It's always good to these work just kind of like rotors in a sense, so you don't want it to have warpage and feel uneven and everything like that. These were the brake shoes, as you can see. DOT, the minimum is 30 seconds. That is out of DOT, but since they are wet, that is going to affect the braking performance. So you can see here, yeah, those are done.